Okay, good morning. Apologies for the change in time. I don't know if it's this lunar eclipse or it's summer or what's going on, but I do know that there was lots of changes in the household this morning. So I am sorry for those of you that were looking forward to being here live with me at 9. And my apologies. I know that time is precious. And when we carve out time to do certain things, that it's even more precious. So I do apologize for that. And I hope that the recording here will serve you. Today, I also want to say that I've made a few adjustments in our course. Mainly, I decided I wanted to save all of the Chinese medicine elements for one day. So the Qigong, the Gua Sha, and the Tiger Thermi, so that those are additional techniques. And I want David to join us. So that may be next week, or it might be the final week. So that's just up in the air right now. You'll get surprised by that. So today I am going to share with you some protocols for sun damage, brown spots, any kind of color pigmentation changes that might happen in your skin. Now, I am bringing this forward first because it's been my primary objective with the skincare. That aging skin and wrinkles, of course, a little bit of scarring. I don't really have red, I don't have redness, except sometimes I will have redness when I'm going through a skincare process, right? So redness is really the compliant name for things like eczema, right? Sometimes we get eczema spots on our face. It can last a really long time. So that's coming. But let's dive into today. So I'm going to just go over a little bit of a review. Understanding our skin, that basic, very fundamental importance of understanding our skin is that 80% of how our skin is showing up on the outside has to do with how we're taking care on the inside. Having antioxidants in our food, having proper omegas, so supplementing as well, having the right vitamins, and also making sure that we're honoring our body's responses to certain foods. I didn't talk about this much last week, but often as a healthcare practitioner, I'll hear this all the time. Well, I only have a little bit of, let's just say, milk. I only have a little bit from time to time. That's not such a great example because people who have a sensitivity to milk know it's not worth the risk. But I'm choosing that as an example because they know it's not worth the risk. But some of the other foods that we ingest consistently have an impact on us that we don't necessarily feel right away. It's not a like, I ate this and then I broke out. Sometimes that happens. But for the most part, it's like I ate this and then a couple hours later, days later, we're itching, we're not sure, we're having a weird reaction on our face, we don't know. Maybe it's in another part of our body. Sometimes we have breakouts on the back of our, like this area, the T-zone on the back, that's known as a T-zone, right? We have the T-zone here, but we also have a T-zone on our back. So a lot of times when there's breakouts and occurring skin problems, we need to make sure we're looking on the inside. So 80%. I'm really passionate about that because I know that skincare products can cost us a lot of money and they can also make a lot of effort to change. And if we don't look at what's happening, the reactions that we're having, and perhaps, like I'm saying, perhaps they're minor, but if they're daily, and there are these little irritants that come into our system on a cellular level and go, cause destruction or cause malformation, like sugar is a really good one to think about, especially if we have a tendency towards cancer. It's really, really important, right? We need to understand that every time we bring in sugar, we're creating a pathway that feeds the cancer. Cancer loves sugar, I'm sorry to say. So today's lesson isn't about that. Today is really to just share about the brown spots. But it's because if we do not help and feed our skin cells new information through the nutrition, it's going to duplicate and replicate as it is. So if it's like a wobbly, unhealthy cell and not together, solid and good because it's been attacked by any kind of radiation, right? Radiation's another one, or UV rays, it's another one, sun. It's going to duplicate the broken cell or the unhealthy cell. So this goes for brown spots too. So like, for example, I have the classic brown spots here. You can see that one maybe a little better on the sides of my face. Now, why are they on the sides of my face? Most likely they're from driving or being in the car. We get a lot of magnified sunlight on our face, on the sides, from being in the car, but also from wearing a baseball hat and having that kind of sun protection, really good for the center of our face, but not on the sides. So just food for thought that we want to make sure we have our good protection. So let's go over the 6 steps for every kind of skincare. These are the 6 steps that we're going to be talking about. And then I'm going to break them down for each individual section. So today, brown spots. So you know what? I'll pull up, made myself a little cheat sheet, and we'll bring this up for you to see as well. And it's going to go well today. I know it. Those of you that are wondering why I'm saying that, it's because last week I had a lot of technical difficulties. And this week it's better, right? It's going well. Yay. This is always when I run into trouble. So here we go. So for brown spots, we've got 6 basic steps, and this is for every single kind of skincare that we're looking at, okay? We've got our cleansing, our scrubbing, our toning, our activating, our soothing, and our protecting. But I want to go into these a little bit more detailed, so I'm going to pull over my notes here now. So cleansing, the goal of cleansing is to strengthen the skin barrier function, actually. It's not just to cleanse and remove impurities. This was very new for me because as I shared before, I used to just use water. And so what I didn't really understand for myself was, why would we have to wash our face at night and then again in the morning when all I literally did was lay on my pillow? But 2 things, there's definitely bacteria. There's, some of us drool, some of us, our eyes will tear, our hair might get on our face, our pillowcase may not be clean that day. You might have a dog like me who sits on your pillowcase. So really important, but also it strengthens the skin barrier function, which is great news for me. So the Barrage Skin Cleanser is great, or the doTERRA Essential Skincare line is great. Either one of these. We also do have the HD Foaming Face, which is for more acne-prone skin. Not necessarily what you're going to work with the brown spots, okay? So number 2, scrub. So with scrubbing, we're going to use, let me just show you these. You have options. You have your invigorating scrub. Let me stop the share for a minute, so I can just see you. You can see what I'm showing you. We have our invigorating scrub. Okay, this I keep actually by my sink. Okay, so this is when I'm not taking a shower, or this is for at night. And this is the Reveal system, step 1 and step 2. These are interchangeable. You're not going to use them both. So you can pick if you want to use one or the other. I actually have both, so I keep these in the shower. So I'm not a daily shower. Maybe you are, but I'm not. So I will use these when I shower, which is probably about 3 to 4 times a week. I also love taking baths. I don't necessarily always use this in the bath. This is in the shower. So, and this is by my sink. So that's how I decide. So you can choose your way. You can either use one or the other. And I really recommend choosing to use this system more in the evening, but you also can choose to use it during the day, okay? And then the third step is the toning step. This is probably one of the most underused products that doTERRA has and one of the most powerful. This is going to balance our pH system on our skin, really, really helpful. It's also really hydrating. So you can do this in your skin cleansing process, but you can also throw one of these in your purse and throughout the day, if you feel your skin drying out, this is a great one. So I like to do up to 5 pumps sometimes. I'm going to show you. So you want it to kind of have, I don't know if you can see here on the screen, but you want it to kind of have all those little bubbles, and then you're going to gently, lovingly, just let that absorb and pat that into your skin. Now, you can use this on a pad and do the same. This is just how I choose to use it, so that's up to you. Sometimes I'll use it like that with a pad and then use it again, this way that I just showed you, just to leave a little bit of that on my skin. And now step 4, activate. The goal of this is to stimulate cellular activity, function, and turnover. This is particularly important, the activate step, for the brown spots, skin turnover, right? We need that to turn over and produce new, healthy, regular colored, pigmented, regular textured skin. We also want to promote DNA replication in a healthy way, cell maturation, so we want them to completely grow and not duplicate the brown spot, right? So we want to reduce those brown spots. And also in the activate, we're producing and supporting collagen, as well as elastin. So there's a lot of there's a lot of talk around collagen, but not as much about elastin. And elastin, we're going to talk more about that in our aging highlight day, but that would be about the texture of your skin. So, right, I'm 45 in 2 weeks, so I can see that the elastin is starting to change, right? So that's where you start to have some sagging on the neck. These are great. This is great to use. Our skin, the tightener is great with the elastin. So in the activate section, which would be treating, we're going to use the brightening gel, the anti-aging cream, the tightening serum, and then specific essential oils, which I'll get back to. I'll pull that up for brown spots. So eye gel, whitening cream. These are your friends. These, and this is from the Essential, I think it's called the, Essential Skincare line. These are fantastic. You might want to get 2 of these if you ever have a tendency towards puffy eyes, and keep one in your refrigerator because it has this beautiful application process. So how you're going to want to do it is you're going to bring this, actually you want to treat up here too. And then there, okay? I feel silly doing this here, but I know that I want you guys to see the right way to do it. Not just here, where some of those wrinkles might be, because this area and this area above are great to be treated. So then you take any extra, and you might want to tap that right over any brown spots you're working with. Okay, but the whitening, this one, is the great one. Now, I don't use this all over my face, but you can. I like to actually target my spots. So that's something you can do, which is why our final step is really important. But I'm not going to jump there. I'm going to go into the soothe. The soothe step is where we bring in our moisturizer, our serum, our hydrating serum, our Barrage hydrating serum, and our moisturizer, or the Yarrow Palm. So I'll just put a little on here. I specifically didn't do this before you so that I wouldn't have double layered on my skin. Okay, so I'm going to bring back that other slide actually once I get this on my face. The Yarrow Palm, it does come with a dropper. I just haven't put this one on that bottle. I find if you hold it this way, it'll come out a little faster. So I did 3 to 5 drops with a squirt of the serum and some of the moisturizer. You can see it has a little bit of that blue. So that's our soothing. Now once this really soaks in, and I feel confident about that, I will add the step 6, which would be protect, which would be a non-toxic sunscreen. It's super, super important, friends, that we are using a non-toxic sunscreen. So I have a recommendation. It's from Fresh Faces. I have a few other recommendations that I promised to add in our skincare thread because doTERRA does not have one yet. So that is coming for your way. So let's talk about the specific oils that are going to help with the brown spots. So that's what I just went through, is the cleanse, scrub, tone, activate, soothe, and protect. Okay, this is like necessary to what we really want to do morning and night. We don't need to put protection on at night. But one thing to remember is that some of the essential oils that I'm going to share with you are phototoxic or photosensitive, and they increase our skin sensitivity to the sun. So lemon essential oil is one of the greatest skin oils to help turn over skin, but it's also really intensifies the sun. So you need to make sure if you're going to use lemon with your skin that you for sure have a fantastic skincare sun protection system, that you are diligent about that. If not, actually the brown spots will actually get darker. This is super important, right? Want to understand that if we are not actually protecting our skin, but we're creating turnover, these fresh, happy, new skin that's coming out is going to all of a sudden get much, it needs extra protection. It's going to take it in and turn again, and then that spot's going to grow in its darkness, okay? Let's share again here. I want to talk about the oils here. So these are the options for the skin for the brown spots. Frankincense is a fantastic skin oil. I can't speak more about how great frankincense and myrrh together are. They're both going to really work at righting the cells, right? Having the cells become healthy once again and duplicate into bright, happy, fresh skin. Now we also, of course, have the Yarrow Palm here. Yarrow Palm is incredible for the quality of our skin. And the yarrow and the palm together are going to go deeper in, right? This is one of the things, is that we want to get deeper into the skin. So the lemon and the copaiba are going to help with that turnover process. Now, there are lots of other oils here that we're going to talk about as we continue through the series, but for brown spots, these are our top choices. Now, let's say you're like me and you are working with brown spots, but you're also working with aging skin. You can use some of the others, like rose is one of my top used oils. So that's absolutely okay, but today I just want to bring that attention in. And the recommended carrier oil for working with brown spots is fractionated coconut oil. Great news, because that's in our frankincense touch, right? So that's something you could carry on your purse and make sure that you are using throughout the day. Great way to use that. Now, there's a roller ball that you can make. I'm going to give you a recipe So you're going to want to write this down. It's 5 drops of fractionated coconut oil. This is for a 10 milliliter roller ball. You're going to put 10 drops of copaiba in there, and you're going to add 10 drops of turmeric. Now that's not checked off here in this one, but this is an extra roller that I'm giving you because you're probably not going to want to slather your whole face with just turmeric on your own. It does have a very strong earthy smell. So in the roller, it's really recommended. 10 drops of frankincense, 10 drops of the yarrow palm, 5 of oregano, and 5 of lemon. Now, what is this roller ball for? Why are we bringing oregano all of a sudden into this roller? You're only going to use this roller at night, and you would use it in the activate section. What it's going to do is activate a faster level of skin turnover. That oregano is beautiful for the skin. You can research all of the incredible benefits that oregano has for the skin. We just tend to shy away from it because it is a hot oil. But in combination in this recipe, I'll repeat it. You're going to do 5 drops of lemon, 5 drops of oregano, 10 of yarrow palm, 10 of frankincense, 10 of turmeric, and 10 of copaiba. Now remember, I'm going to reiterate, do not use lemon within 12 hours of being in the sun, or be extremely diligent with your sun care, your skin care protection, okay? Your sun care. Yeah, I said it right. Again, this is coming from a card from Dr. Jody and Tiffin. They came together and made this incredible skincare class. They're going to be offering it all around the country, actually. So they'll go into some more details, and every single one of the oils that are being recommended or mentioned has a deep level of research behind it. So you might be wondering, oh, but I thought I could use this oil, or I thought I could use that oil. All the oils that they have included in this skincare system is based on research. So here's the card, and I want to go through it with you here a little bit. There's the recipe. And I want to talk to you, these are what brown spots can look like when they start to grow and grow. And you've probably seen that on maybe some elderly in your life, right? So this is what can happen when we have a lot of sun damage. So what our purpose here, to recap, is evening our skin tone, improving our texture, reducing discoloration, and improving our skin cell turnover so that we don't have further damage. Right, so we're going to cleanse, scrub, and tone every morning and night. Remember, you're going to want extra scrubbing in the areas that you're bringing attention to. You want to make sure that you're supporting the underneath with antioxidants, anti-inflammatories, and you're stimulating your skin turnover. And then number 6, you're protecting yourself from UV radiation and not chemical. So this nourishing from the inside with the antioxidants, anti-inflammatories, and sufficient water. Water is so important. So we are recommending the Lifelong Vitality Pack, DDR Prime. DDR Prime is very helpful for writing any dysfunctioning DNA. So if there's the cancer word again in your system, you're going to want to take DDR 1 to 2 a day. I would recommend 2 if there's that tendency in your family. Or if you've been in the sun a lot, like me, right? We also recommend the deep blue polyphenols because it's super high in antioxidants, and Terrazyme because Terrazyme is fantastic for skin health. It addresses some of those smaller, low-laying or under the covers, more hidden irritants that we might have to things in our foods. Sometimes it's the foods, and sometimes it's some additives, and sometimes it's, unfortunately, it's not organic, and we ate at a restaurant, and we got, some extra chemicals in our food, and we might be extra sensitive to that, okay? So here's this great science that they're bringing to us. Brown spots, hyperpigmentation can be caused by inflammation, sun damage, breakouts, or other skin injuries. They're an excess production of melanin, which is found in the lower layer of that epidermis. And UV radiation is a stimulator of that. So that's why when we go out in the sun, we can get all of a sudden a bunch of new freckles, right? But brown spots are different than freckles. They sometimes they can get a little bit of a texture to them, and they don't go away when the sun tan goes away. They get stronger. And I'm going to add to this that sometimes brown spots can be a reaction to a change in your hormones. This can also be reflected on the skin. Now, the doTERRA brightening gel is incredible, and I love what they have to share here, so I'm going to read it to you in case it's too small. It contains daisy extract, ginger root extract, and encapsulated vitamin C in our brightening gel. This really helps inhibit this melanin production that we're talking about by reducing tyronase activity, which is a critical enzyme in the pathway to melanin production. So this whitening gel is your friend if you are in the process of working with brown spots. They also have anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. The encapsulated vitamin C, which goes by the name ascorbic acid, has been shown to enhance collagen synthesis as well. So I'm going to go over and check on Facebook to see if there's any questions. And I actually did it in a half hour, which is super exciting. That never happens. Anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects, the encapsulated vitamin C. You can see it's a little behind there. No questions. Okay. Hi, friends that are still here with me. If you do have any questions and you're catching this later, post them below. If you want to know more about these and you want to have this set, it is on My Oil Tools. The tear pad for this, it does come with the tear pad, so you can get it, you can hand it out to all your friends, you can get a gathering together, you can have a ladies' night and work on your skincare. But I will tell you that my husband is also very into the skincare because he had a bout with skin cancer last year. So share with the men in your lives too. It's really helpful. But you can get this on My Oil Tools. And I did put up a link in the event if you're looking for that. And you can find the note cards for all the different specifics things, which has this beautiful checkbox on the back that you can have right by your sink. Okay, so to recap, I will see you next week, perhaps with David, and we'll have our pause for our Chinese medicine day, or we'll do that at the end. So I can share with you about the gua sha, right? This is about sculpting our face, and the tiger thermy, which is about working on some of our wrinkles. This is a form of using moxa. So if anyone's been to acupuncture, tell me, I'd like to know, have you seen this little device? Are you familiar with it? Let me know. Thanks for joining in live, and I'll see you next week. And again, apologies for the change in time today. And lots of love. Talk to you soon.